We are back here on the WHHI-TV Daily News. Joining me now is TK Curtis-Pugh, and she is the Executive Director of the South Carolina Nurses Association. And we are going to be talking about nurses shortages today, but we want to start first with the fact that it was Nurses Appreciation Week last week, which probably should be every week. But TK, thank you for being here today, and let's talk about appreciating nurses.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Yes, May 6th through the 12th is National Nurses Week, and it is a joyous time for nurses all over the state. We were fortunate here in South Carolina to be a part of the Light Up the Sky campaign that ANA positioned us for. And fortunately, here in South Carolina, we were the most lit up state out of all the states. So we had hospitals all over the state lit up in red to honor nurses throughout the week. We also had some of our local businesses, some hotels joined us, and even the Myrtle Beach Skywheel joined us. So all over the state, we represented and celebrated nurses. We are considered the most trusted profession, and we are the largest healthcare workforce. I always tell people there's no healthcare without nurses, and I put us in there and kind of make it a little bit bigger in the U and the S, because we really are the backbone of the healthcare profession. We are able to work in so many different avenues and so many different disciplines. And because of that, our jobs are varied, but our job always comes back to being compassionate and caring and showing up for the people of this state and beyond.
Absolutely. Well, that's really exciting. Congratulations on being the most lit up state. That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. You mentioned just a second ago that, people really do kind of consider nurses the backbone of the healthcare industry. But along with that, like you said, they wear many different hats, but along with that comes a lot of work and maybe a little bit of burnout and a little bit of struggle along the way. So talk to us a little bit about that and how that might be contributing to the nurse shortage that we're seeing around the country right now.
Sure. So let's think about it. When you say something is the backbone of anything, you're saying that they can shoulder the weight and carry it. Well, I often tell people just because I can carry it doesn't mean it's light. And where we find ourselves in nursing is really at a point of more patients needing higher levels of care, being in a position where we can't staff our hospitals and our acute care centers for various reasons. And a couple of those reasons are, number one, is that we don't have enough faculty to teach incoming nurses. So if we don't have people to teach them, then we have to cap our nursing programs. So that puts us at a disadvantage automatically. So anyone who's looking to get ready to transition out of bedside nursing, consider becoming a nursing instructor or professor, because that allows us to keep the pipeline going. Again, another piece of that is that people are sicker and they're needing higher levels of care. So when we think about the acuity that comes into our hospitals, what we used to see that was considered a high-risk patient or a trauma patient or a difficult patient with regard to their complexities and comorbidities, that's no longer what we see. Now we're seeing what we used to consider ICU level patients years ago in our med surge and step down units. So the patients are harder. And, in South Carolina, a lot of people come here to retire. It's a beautiful state. It is a wonderful place to live, but it's also a wonderful place to retire and slow down your life. But at that time, that also means that we have more geriatric patients who come in with things that are longstanding chronic issues. So those nurses are just becoming more and more tired with the patient loads. We used to take care of 4 patients in our med surge units. Now we're taking upwards of 7 patients. We used to take patients, we used to be able to get patients in and out, and now patients are staying for longer periods of time. So all of those things coupled together really puts us at a place where nurses are tired, they're burnt out, sometimes not feeling as valued as they might need to feel. And it's not because of any one thing. It's just the kind of culmination of all the things that happen in that job day in and day out, that when you're pouring out, sometimes you need somebody to fill your cup back up as well. So that's really what we're facing. And we have some good things on the horizon that we'll talk about a little bit more, but some good things on the horizon that I think will be valuable to our state and to our nursing profession moving forward.
Well, TK, that was fantastic. We happen to be out of time today, so you're going to have to come back and talk to us about some of those programs that are going to get some nurses back into the field. But thank you today talking about honoring the nurses, because they certainly deserve it.
My pleasure.
And we'll be back in just a moment, so stay with us.